Hello ladies and gentlemen, Richard here, the creator of the Top Hat Gaming Man, welcoming you to a little new show called the Beyond the Hat. Well, an old show which I've decided to bring back. And today we're going to be discussing Street Fighter 6 because they announced that they will be releasing it last night.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I guess that would be a polite way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, my name's Street. We did this a long time ago, this exact same format. So we're just taking back from where we came from, I suppose.
Yeah, that
should be fun.
It,
but yeah, news, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, and as the video suggests, there's already, although this only happened about 12 hours ago, maybe 18 hours ago at a push,
Like
there's already a lot of outrage and people up in arms about the entire situation.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll probably be the most angry about this, considering that you have produced the most Street Fighter content out of anybody that doesn't just do Street Fighter content on YouTube, I think.
Yeah, I have created a lot of Street Fighter content, especially character retrospectives. People really enjoy those, so I'm going to continue to pump those out as regularly as I can.
Yeah, so I suppose we should start with, why are you outraged?
I'd rather just start why am I outraged? I think outrage is a strong word, but it is a nice clickbaity term.
It is.
There's no denying that, so anytime we can get some nice clickbait going, that's good. That's brilliant. But yeah, the first thing I noticed was outrage from people, ironically, who don't even like Street Fighter.
Okay.
Because
why would people be outraged if they don't care?
Because the way Capcom have been launching this whole game is they've had what's called the Capcom Countdown going on for about 1 week or 2 weeks, where they've been counting down to the very minute when their next announcement's going to be. And there's been loads of people crying all over Twitter and other platforms about why it's not Resident Evil or another particular game they love.
Yeah, I did see a lot of people say that the style of font that was used in the countdown looks like Resident Evil-ish font, so they were getting excited by that.
But what's really ridiculous about this, though, what these people wanted, is that last year, I believe, there was all those huge Capcom leaks that pretty much verified that we were getting Street Fighter 6. Not that we wouldn't have got Street Fighter 6 anyway, because of course we're going to get a Street Fighter 6, but they pretty much predicted or gave us spoilers around the time that Street Fighter 6 was going to be announced. And to top it all off, this game was announced during a fighting game tournament event.
Yeah.
Why on earth would they announce a Resident Evil game during a fighting game tournament? Like, how dense and stupid are gamers online sometimes?
It would have been a surprise.
A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. For them.
Could you imagine sitting there in a fighting game tournament and suddenly just like Resident Evil?
It'd be top quality trolling.
Resident Evil 9 or
It'd be
whatever
top quality trolling.
It would be amazing. But I think even Capcom aren't quite that stupid.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing.
Apparently half the internet is, but I don't think Capcom are that stupid. I don't know, people getting that angry about it though?
But then there's been people angry about it who was already in the know with regards to everything. And like I said, I'm not angry about it or outraged, but disappointed, which is, it's worse than being annoyed. It's worse than being annoyed about something where you're just disappointed. And the reason why I was a bit disappointed with this reveal is because it didn't actually reveal anything what we didn't already know. They'd already, unfortunately for them, leaked that Street Fighter 6 was going to come out, and when they was going to reveal Street Fighter 6, I was hoping from this reveal or presentation, whatever you want to call it, that I'd actually get to learn something about the game. And all we saw from this trailer was Ryu, or Ryu, I guess, if you're too young to have actually grown up with Street Fighter 2. Yeah. But yeah, it was essentially, it had Ryu and it had Luke in it.
Yeah. But
we already knew that Luke was going to be part of Street Fighter 6 because they banged on about it with the Street Fighter 5 DLC, saying Luke's going to be an important part of Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
So their Street Fighter 6 reveal trailer, all it showed was Ryu fighting Luke. And all Street Fighter games have Ryu, and they already told us it was going to have Luke in, so what new information did we get from any of it? Nothing!
Yeah, well, as somebody that hasn't played Street Fighter since Street Fighter 3, and I only barely played that because Street Fighter 2 is obviously the best one.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I know nothing about Luke, so I was just like, who's that?
Okay, fair enough.
No information.
Well, to be fair, there's not really a lot to know about him anyway at this stage. Like in Street Fighter 5, he was pretty much promoted as an ex-military man, similar to, I guess, a Guile or an Alex, because Yeah, all American main-ish protagonists from Capcom in Street Fighter series have to be blonde ex-military men for some reason. That's what they do.
That's what all Americans are?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Every single American is blonde and ex-military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. But yeah, and he's really into UFC, that's the other thing. So, or MMA, I guess it's called. UFC's a brand, isn't it?
Yeah, which I suppose fits in quite well with the logo.
It's like saying Megaphone or Tannoy.
Exactly, it fits in quite well with the logo, because I think that's a good point to go on to next.
Yeah, we did notice that. The logo is obviously a six-sided hexagon. Obviously Street Fighter 6 sides, but obviously a hexagon is very similar to an octagon.
It is. It looks like they're going that route, fighting multi-sided shapes.
Unless it's like a TNA reference to TNA wrestling.
Sorry, what?
Exactly.
Who are they? Who are they?
I don't know.
Never heard.
No.
But yeah, the logo's awful.
Yeah, I hate the logo.
What on earth are they thinking?
I don't know. It does not look appealing whatsoever, and it doesn't. When most gamers, when they think of Street Fighter, think of Street Fighter 2 straight away, and the magic and nostalgia that game brought. So if you want to see a Street Fighter logo, you want it to look as much like the Street Fighter 2 logo as possible.
I would think so.
And this logo, it looks really niche. Like, it looks like it's something what's been made bespoke to appeal to the fighting game community rather than the mass market.
You almost don't recognise it as a Street Fighter logo.
And speaking about like the unrecognisableness of the thing, the music as well. Like, what was the hip hop all about? You want classic tunes, what you associate with it. Like, everybody knows Guile's theme goes with literally everything. So why could they have not just used Guile's theme instead of just random hip hop?
Yeah,
it would have got people way more hyped.
There are so many perfect tracks that Street Fighter has brought to us. Perfect tracks.
So why hip hop?
And they've used none of them.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
It's like they don't care about the history.
Yeah.
While also really caring about the history. Like, I don't understand what they're even trying to do.
It is bizarre.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like,
and for you, you don't follow Street Fighter as closely as I do.
No, not at all.
But like you even said, when you watched the trailer, you at first you knew it was Ryu, but explain how.
Okay, yeah, because we did speak about this beforehand. Okay, so the shot came in, and I was like, okay, who the hell is that? I did not recognise Ryu as Ryu at all until it kind of did that back shot, and you can just about see the two tassels from his headband floating down the back. As soon as I saw that was Ryu, I was like, I know exactly who that is now. But other than that, completely unrecognisable.
It is bizarre. Like, why have they made him big and muscular like the Incredible Hulk? Have you noticed that? Like,
martial artists aren't generally particularly muscular.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, especially in a typical sense.
And again, that's a really old school trope, like making characters as muscly and ridiculous as possible. That's more of an 80s thing than...
It is very.
Or even a 90s thing. There's something so much what they do in 2022.
Yeah, just because somebody is... I mean, the old saying goes, bigger is not always better. Well, that's what I'm told consistently.
How you use it.
It is. And they don't seem to be using their franchise very well.
It's not what you would expect if you're a long-term fan of the franchise since the 90s. It doesn't look like the Street Fighter what most people grew up with and appreciated. No, I don't think.
I wasn't happy with the reel because it revealed nothing.
It didn't reveal, yeah. And another thing, journalists I noticed, like I've read through loads of articles about this, and a lot of different takes on that. For some reason, they kept referring to Ryu as hot Ryu.
Why?
That's what I was reading. Why is he hot Ryu? What makes him hot? The fact that he's now roided up. But they didn't seem to really notice or care so much about his muscles. At least they didn't allude to it. The reason why they seemed to refer to him as hot Ryu was just because he had a beard.
To be fair, 90% of my personality is based around the fact that I've got a beard. And I shaved it off and lost all my viewers.
I just think, like, why does automatically having a beard apparently then make you hotter? Like, because I've got a beard at the moment, am I hot Richard as opposed to regular Richard? That's genuinely.
Do you ever get referred to as hot Richard?
No, and that's my problem. So why is he hot Ryu all of a sudden because he's got a beard?
I don't know, it doesn't make any sense.
And here's the thing as well.
One journalist says something, they all tend to roll with it.
Yeah, and let's be fair, like in around like 2005, 2006, I was a very, very hot twink, wasn't I? And I didn't have a beard.
No, you didn't.
So you don't need a beard to be hot. That's my point.
That's true. It's more hipster Ryu.
Hipster Ryu would be a better description. Calling him Hot Ryu. Maybe it's because all journalists are hipsters, so he's got a beard now, he's hot. Yeah. Or maybe it's because a lot of these people in the fighting game community, who, especially the ones who've been in it for a very long time, they're now all older gentlemen going into their 40s, or some of them are anyway. So maybe the people referring to older Ryu with a beard, it's almost like it makes themselves feel better by saying, oh, he's older now, so he's hotter. He's
distinguished.
Yeah. So that they want to think of themselves as more distinguished. Yeah. So saying he's hot Ryu now makes themselves feel better.
Yeah. In Street Fighter 7, he'll just have like grey side hair. Yeah. And no beard.
Like, I'm not going to lie to myself. As I get older, I'm not going to consider myself significantly hotter. I'm going to be fully aware that my body's going to be degrading, and the more I go to the gym...
Yeah. We all start to rot.
Yeah, we rot away.
Once we hit about 30, 32, something like that. I'm almost there.
I'm 36.
Yeah. You've been rotting for a while. Yeah. To be fair, you actually have as well.
But yeah, speaking of people who have not been rotting, Logan Paul, the Paul brothers.
How is this related?
Because I've got the vibe through this trailer that Luke looks like one of the Paul brothers in design.
Of course he does. They're villains, and they're facing off in the trailer as a villain against Ryu, it seems.
But from the Street Fighter 5 lore we have available so far, he has not thus far been positioned as a villain. Is it a heel turn then? Are you saying? So you're saying this trailer has given us some information. You're saying it's predicting a heel turn.
Yeah, I think it's predicting a heel turn.
So you don't think it's like a passing the torch like moment they're depicting in the video? Because that was more of an image I could see from it. They tried to do it with Alex and Ryu back in 1997, but they botched it the same way the WWE did with Lex Luger and Hogan.
Yeah, I think they've learned from their mistake, and I don't know.
So they want to make Luke. So are they making Luke the new Alex, or are they making him the next villain?
I think they're making him more Bison-esque.
You think it's going to be a baddie? Yeah. It's going to be the Logan Paul answer to Bison. If that's
they know that Ryu is the mascot, and he's always going to be the mascot. They know this.
But in 1997, they tried to replace him.
And they screwed up, and they know that it's not going to work, because they've got the backlash. So, of course they're going to do that, and they're going to go, right, who are the most hated people we can possibly think of right now?
In fighting.
It's fighting related as well. It's the Paul brothers. So let's just base him kind of off of that, and then position him off against Ryu. I'm intentionally changing constantly.
Yes, you've got to please everyone.
Exactly.
Or no one. Depends if you're me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, just face them off like the Paul brothers. The most hated people fighting characters on the planet. Essentially what they are, isn't it? They're just fighting characters.
They are. And I think I look at them as pro wrestlers. It's all a big work, brother.
Yeah, opinion. I mean, they're doing alright for themselves, but I hate them.
Yeah. But to stay on track with Street Fighter 6, my final thoughts on the matter is people online are stupid idiots if they thought that reveal wasn't going to be Street Fighter 6, and the reveal itself was disappointing in my opinion because it didn't really give us any new information. That's my final thoughts. Yeah. Anything left to add before we quickly close?
No, I completely agree with what you said. People are idiots, and I think that Capcom probably dropped the ball a little bit knowing that all of their stuff was leaked. Yeah. They should have put out more information.
Yeah. Speaking of people who should be putting out information, I apologise, I did cut you off a little there, but we're inexperienced at this at the moment. We've not been doing it for a long time. Yeah. If you enjoyed our ramblings about Street Fighter 6, head over now to a channel we are reviving from the grave. It is going to be called Beyond the Hat, so search Beyond the Hat on YouTube or click the link in the description, the pinned comment, etc., and you will be able to see another video just like this over on that channel.
Yep.
Yes. Also, I just add, if you're really old school, it's the channel that used to be Top Hat Chat.
Yes, that's true. And there's lots of archive footage. It's probably going to hang about.
Yeah, there's hundreds of old videos, I think. Yeah. It's been a long time.
With me and you and me and somebody else and live footage and God knows what else. So yeah.
Yeah. Click the link. See you soon. Yeah, cheerio.